Hello, good morning, Hired and Wired. My name is Emily, the tech recruiter, and I am here live today from Chicago. We're going to talk about jobs in the space, in the blockchain, fintech, AI space. We're also going to talk about some news updates and how that's affecting hiring, and we're going to do LinkedIn profile reviews. So let's start with LinkedIn profile reviews. A part of this is so important because appearance is reality. Right? LinkedIn is one of the easiest places to find a job. And this is where recruiters, hiring managers, they are going to LinkedIn to find the talent they're looking for. So you want your LinkedIn profile to not just be up to date, but to be exactly what the hiring managers are looking for. So keywords, core responsibilities, appearance in general, right? Your banner photo, your profile picture. So if you need some help with your LinkedIn profile, or maybe you're not getting the results that you're looking for, let's talk about it. I bet you we can make a couple tweaks that'll set you in the right direction. Going on in the news and how that's affecting hiring, GPT released 5.5 instant, which means companies are moving away from hiring prompt engineers and toward AI architects. So they're not looking for, they're trying to find people who understand agentic workflows. That is really the hiring key here if you're looking for a role in AI. Broadridge and BlackRock, that is the blend between Wall Street and Web3. Those worlds are finally merging here at the infrastructure level. So there's a massive spike in demand for product managers and solution architects. So they're looking for, the thing is traditional banks are no longer for crypto enthusiasts. They're looking for institutional grade blockchain engineers. You have to understand compliance and legacy systems. The Parker bankruptcy. So stability is the new sexy. The fight to quality. So the bankruptcy was a well-funded startup like Parker, is a cautionary tale about overhiring and growth at all costs. So top tier candidates are currently, this is for my hiring managers, they're currently prioritizing profitability and unit economics over cool branding. So you'll find that top candidates are doing a deeper due diligence on startups, runway before accepting an offer. Regulatory pressure, the Clarity Act and AI testing. So now we have a compliance hiring boom. The US Senate is reviewing the Clarity Act, and the government is demanding early access to AI models, and compliance is no longer the back office function. So we're seeing the emergence of AI governance officers and neural compliance framework specialists. So compliance salaries are currently inflating faster than engineering salaries in some fintech sectors because of the cost of being wrong with an AI model is now astronomical. So AI hiring is shifting from task automation to autonomous agency. The demand for translators in blockchain who can bridge TradFi and DeFi infrastructure are in demand. And for my hiring managers, the candidates are looking for the stable companies. So transparency about your runway is the best recruiting pitch. And then compliance is now a high-tech, high-salary earning partner role. So compliance, engineers, and stability is really what my candidates or my clients are looking for. Good morning. Hello. So guys, if you would like a LinkedIn profile audit, just leave me a comment. I'll pop this open on LinkedIn really quickly so that way I can see who is commenting. Hold on one second, guys. Let me know you're here. Who's in the room this morning? I would love to hear feedback on our previous lives about who has had further success on their LinkedIn profile audits. Alexandra, yes, we're going to be checking the LinkedIn audits today. Saloni, that's who said it. So Saloni, your profile is linked as private for new users or for users that aren't in your network, which is why I didn't know who you were. So Saloni, it's great to see your name. Alexandra, are you interested in going over your profile, my friend? Sorry, guys, I'm just checking out a text message. So let's go back to why LinkedIn is the most important platform to finding a job. Your LinkedIn and your resume should almost look exactly alike. I actually have clients that won't even look at someone's resume. They go straight to the LinkedIn. So sometimes I have to tell them, hey, look at the resume. Don't look at the LinkedIn first. So Alexandra, if you'd like some help on it, let me know. Glad to. Okay, Alexandra, we'll send it here. I've actually got your resume pulled or your LinkedIn pulled up. So why don't we go over it? I just need a permission from you to share your profile on screen. This is a recorded episode. You can find it on LinkedIn. Britannia would like to review LinkedIn. So guys, just leave me a message saying, Emily, I give you permission to share your resume with the group. And I will get that done. Let me resize this so that way everybody can see a little bit better. I know we've got a delay, so it's a little bit like awkward pauses. That is my least favorite part about Hired and Wired. Okay, Alexandra, I'm going to take this as a yes. You would like your profile to be shared with the group. So let's do this. All right, let us jump into it. So Alexandra V, wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. There's a couple things that stand out to me about your profile. Number one, the banner photo. Obviously, you are in crypto, right? So if I'm looking for someone that is passionate about crypto or blockchain, that already gives me some insight. That's an industry you're involved in. Building expertise in crypto, payments, gaming, and regulatory compliance, global financial crime expert, formal DEA intelligence analyst. So when you send a connection request, it's nice to see you here. When you send someone a connection request, all they see is your first name, your last name, your picture, and your tagline. If you were to send me a connection request, I'm only going to see probably these words in the connection request. So rather than building expertise, which kind of sends the message to me that you're inexperienced and still learning, I would do crypto payments, gaming, and regulatory compliance, because I believe, yep, you're a compliance specialist. So I would definitely switch those words up. I think everything else is fine. Now, what I do like is you've only got 1,500 followers / connections, I'm guessing, and we've already got 58 in common, 59. So that is excellent that you are well networked in the space and someone is more likely to accept your connection request. So I like to see that. There's some people that have been in the space for years and years and years, and I only have 3 mutual connections with them. So this is wonderful. Let's take a look at the summary. Okay, so we've got a large summary here. I like that there's a lot of information. I would try to break this out even that much further. So you've definitely got good chunks of paragraph, good chunks of text. But I think, what's interesting is we live in a world of emojis, right? The one thing I've learned is emojis make people feel a emotional response. So I'm not saying let's use like the winky emoji or like the, the laughing face emoji, but I do think there's some really cool ones in there, like the green check mark, right? I'm a big fan of the green check mark emoji. So if you could think about, how can we break this up so it's a little bit easier to read? I think you'll have more success and people will actually take the time to read your resume. Top skills, beautiful. Featured post, wonderful. Now, something that really stood out to me when I immediately went to your profile is your posting. 20 hours, 48 minutes. I love that you are posting. Think of it like this, guys. Posting it's not a popularity contest. It's not about, getting the most likes or the most reshares. It's about staying top of mind. So the more you post, the more LinkedIn is going to like you, the more it's going to share your posts, but it's really about views. It's about how many people are digesting your content and then remembering your name, right? So I forget exactly what it's called, but there's a like a marketing tactic. I don't know if it's guerrilla marketing, but it's basically when they see your name more than once, they're more familiar with it and more likely to have a positive response to it. So the more you can get yourself out there, the more attention is going to be brought to you, the more familiar people are with your content, your profile, your name, and the more positive emotions they're going to have towards seeing your profile. So that's something I think we should take into consideration. All right, PT Bank, Indonesia, sorry. Role overview, beautiful. I would just space this out a little bit. So impact statements, fine, add a space right here, put this below, and break these out. So just put a space in between each position. Now, if you are currently in a position, you want to mark your responsibilities as present. You want to do reduce regulatory response time, present high-risk transaction analysis. Let me see here. Really great job here. So you've got suspicious activity reports and also SARS. So what's interesting is when I'm using a keyword on LinkedIn, I can search SARS, but I can also search suspicious activity reports. So if you're missing one of those words, you're not going to pop up higher on the list if I'm looking for one or the other. If I'm looking for both, fabulous, you're going to come up. But definitely don't just have one or the other, have both. So acronyms, great, put them in there. Beautiful. You've got an improvement metric. I think this is good. The one thing I would encourage you to do is go into a little bit more depth about the company itself. So what domain were you focused on? And maybe talk about like, what was your volume of work? Here's something interesting. So Robert Half, I know that you were not working for Robert Half. You were working for a company that was represented by Robert Half. So instead of putting Robert Half, I would actually just put the company. Were you a formal employee? Were you a W-2 at that company? No, but that's the company you worked for. So at my last company, I used to do a lot of work with Discover Financial Services in Riverwood, Chicago. And I always had my candidates put Discover on their profile. And when they did a reference check, you would still do a reference check through Discover, but your payroll, your pay stubs came through my last company. So I think it's fine to take away Robert Half. If you really don't feel comfortable with that, totally fine. Just put the company name here unless it's confidential. If it is confidential, go into as much detail as you can to describe the company that you worked for. BSA manager, vice president, beautiful. Okay, so we just need that organization on our profile, making sure all of this is built out. But I really do enjoy that you've got the role overview here. It's clear, it's direct, it lets me know exactly what I'm looking for. And one thing that's interesting is you'll see here, it says role overview, and then to see the rest of it, I have to press more. I think this is a great strategy because not all recruiters are pressing more. So this way they can take a look at your profile for 3 to 30 seconds and decide if you're a fit for the role. Now, I will tell you, impact statements is not a term that I've seen a lot in the US, so I might do core responsibilities instead. Now, something I also want to compliment you on is your skills attached to each position. So how LinkedIn works is it's all about repeating keywords. So you want to take the same keyword in your description and also have that in your about section. This is like a little hack when it comes to LinkedIn as of now. LinkedIn's always changing. It's fine. But right now, if I'm looking for the keyword SAR and you've got the keyword SAR in your description, and then you also tag it as a skill, you're twice as likely to come up. It's below, it's Bank of China. Okay, got it. So I missed that. Make it a little bit more clear. Master's degree, beautiful. Michigan State, beautiful. Licenses, skills. You can have up to 100 these days. Don't be afraid to update that. And then Alexandra, I do think it might be helpful to have a recommendation on LinkedIn. Previous manager would be really important. Not only does it validate, there's a lot of reasons to believe you're a real profile. But it does help, everybody loves to see a good recommendation, right? Validates that you did a great job. So Alexandra, overall, I think it's a great profile. I think there's a couple tweaks we can make to make it a little bit more legible for recruiters that are moving really fast, right? Just how I miss Bank of China. which is like slightly embarrassing because I don't usually miss that stuff, but that's okay. But I think you're really cooking with gas here. So thank you so much for coming up. Let me know if you have any additional questions. We can address them as we go along. All right, who was next? Sorry, guys, I gotta pull up the live again. All right. Really quickly, I know this is out of order, but I've got to show my friend Saloni. We've been working together for quite a long time, so I want to bring her up real quick. Thank you for joining. Hold on one second, guys. Alrighty, dighty. So, Saloni, my friend, welcome back. I really do enjoy this banner photo. The one thing I will let you know is it gives me a youthful feel. So it's definitely not overly professional, but I think it shows some good insight into your profile. Financial operations, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, this looks really good. Now I want to talk to you about one thing, founding experience. So there are two types of companies. There is a company that thinks, wow, she's been a founder before. She's learned all these lessons. She's known what to do, what not to do. She's been a team of one. She can do a lot of different things at once. So that's a healthy, the type of company we're looking for if you have founding experience. However, there is another side to companies and how they view founding experience. And listen, guys, this is not my opinion. This is the opinion that I've received from hiring managers over the last 10 years. So some companies think, well, if Saloni was such a great founder, why would she be looking for a new opportunity? What happened that she now needs to go back into the workforce? So you need to make the decision there for you. Do you care if a company, discredits your founding experience, or do you want to stay firm on finding a company that really appreciates that? So there's just both sides to that. Finance professional, give me an exact title. 10 years experience, key accomplishments. These look really good. Yeah. Oh, it's pet care service. I love that. I have pets. I'm actually allergic to animals, but I have 5. No judgment, but judgment. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, so let's go down to Tower Research. The one thing I would say is this shows me that you've either used AI or Microsoft Word to put your bullets in. So these things I've highlighted, they're actually just spaces. Delete the spaces and it'll look a little bit cleaner. I'm just reading. I think what would be helpful is a sentence about what the company does right here, right? So as a recruiter, if I didn't know what Tower Research Capital is, I have to, so let's do this. Let me show you what I have to do. So Saloni, she's got the keywords. Great. What is Tower Research Capital? I got to click here. Come on, click. So that's 1 click. I've got to click here. That's 2 clicks. And then I've got to search. That is called a click, 3rd click, right? And then a lot of people don't have their LinkedIn profile really up to date. So then I've got to make a 4th click and go to the website. So that's 4 clicks that you eliminate for someone that's considering you for a job by just putting a sentence about what the company does on your profile. Keep in mind, guys, a recruiter, a hiring manager, is spending 3 to 30 seconds on your profile. Does that suck? Absolutely. Is that what we're dealing with? Absolutely. So you want to give them as much information as you can for them to make an educated and successful decision that you're the right fit for the job. Member, Web3 Finance Club. Beautiful. You've been there for 2 years. Senior Treasury Financial Operations at Rail. I mean, this is not bad. It's direct. It's to the point. Again, we've got the spacings. I would just try to give a little more information about, you were senior treasury and financial operations. What was your core, like you want to identify the impact that you made on the business, right? Companies don't hire people to sit in a circle and sing kumbaya. They hire people to make an impact in the business. And I say this quite often, and I really don't like to say it, but business is business. So if you're a salesperson, you are bringing revenue, directly bringing revenue into the business. If you're marketing, you're producing materials that bring revenue into the business. If you are compliance, you are saving the business money, revenue, by making sure everything all checks out, right? So you have to show kind of like, hey, here's how I push your company forward. Rock Wallet. And you did a great job tagging the skills here, by the way. See, here's what I'm looking for. Reduce settlement time by 30%. Those are numbers, those are metrics, those are financial indicators for me and for clients. Beautiful. P&T, process and technology. You did a great job here. Education, lovely. Volunteering, lovely. Skills, you can have up to 100. Oh, you've got some really good recommendations. I'm very happy to see this. Especially from someone that managed you directly. That's really nice. As a recruiter, as a hiring manager, that's just one less thing I'm concerned about because you already have your reference there. So Saloni, I think you did a really great job on your profile. My only thing is your banner photo is fun, but it also makes you seem young. And I hate to use that term, right? Ageism shouldn't have a place, it shouldn't have a focus in the workplace, really shouldn't matter. But this is kind of an impression that you might be sending. But for a company culture evaluation, this would give me some good insight into how you would fit into the company. So I really like your profile. I think you did a great job. All right, let's see what we've got in the comments. A lot of you guys are here. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to go to Rathana. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Sahara. Sorry if you heard that. All right. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty. All right. Rithana. Ritiana? Sorry, I hate to mispronounce names. Please let me know. All right. So we are going to share the profile here. Share screen. All right, here we go. So the first thing I'm noticing is your photo. It's professional. I like it. It does kind of show me AI, but if that's not AI, fabulous. But it does lean that way just with how fantastic the photo is. Banner photo doesn't really tell me exactly what you're into, but I don't mind it. It's clean, it's crisp, it's business focused. Applied analytics and CRM specialist, AI software solutions. You're missing a space right here. Financial forecasting. So applied analytics and CRM specialist. I wish we could go a little bit more in depth into what that means. Sorry, I'm just kind of jumping all over the place. Okay, started as a software engineer, to hold a master's degree in business analytics by getting hands-on experience working with the city. Okay, so really interesting. So I like this profile. I like this little description about your background. It's clean, it's direct. I know exactly where you started, how you got there, and what you're doing now. I really encourage others to do profiles like this. I think it's very helpful. I'm always building my skills towards being a bridge to technical service and businesses to deliver. All right. Love the little smiley face personally. I think some people might find it unprofessional. You have to make the decision there, right? If you want to give that little flair of your personality, or if you want to keep it more dry. Love that you are posting. Fabulous. And then beautiful project, Frontier Airlines, airline industry. Would that be the aerospace industry? I'm not 100% sure. I don't work within this sector. Environment. Yeah, I mean, this is good. It's short. I feel like you've been doing more than just this as an engineer. So what I might do at the very bottom of this is I would put tech stack. And then again, repeat the code and software that you're using. And here's what's really great. So you put smart sheet automation, and then you put business analyst role. I often encourage people to do this. So titles can be really wonky, right? They don't always make sense. So I would encourage you, if you are a marketing manager, but you are really a marketing product manager, put a little parentheses, marketing product manager. I think this is a great example, right? It educates the reader, hey, here was my title, but here's really what I'm doing. Junior engineer, beautiful, interesting. So Gavis employed you through multiple companies. So here's what's interesting and to your advantage. It's showing me that you worked here for 2 years and 11 months. However, your project was frontline. Oh, these are 3 different companies. Got it. Okay, so this is smart because it doesn't look like short contracts. This is actually a really sneaky way to get it in there. Yeah, very interesting. So she worked at 3 companies over the last 2 years and 11 months. I like that you clarified that you've worked at the different companies, but through the same, this is probably a recruiting agency, I'm assuming. This is a sneaky way to make it look like you've got longevity, but you're still being very transparent. Good job there. Life certifications, projects, skills. Ah, we've got a LinkedIn recommendation. I love that. All right, let me go up and see if there's anything I missed. I mean, you're more on the junior side of your experience. I think this shows that you've got some good experience and you know what you're doing and you're bringing value to a team. I think your about section is great. It gives me a little flavor onto who you are and is very clear about what you've been doing. So, Rithania, I hope I said that right this time. I think you did a great job. The only thing I would encourage you to do is just continue connecting. You can send 100 connection requests a week. Exercise that, guys. Send 25 a day. Just build your network as large as you can. We are running out of time. Solani, thank you very much. It's incredibly helpful. I am so glad. Stop sharing here. We're running out of time, guys. I really should lengthen these. I have a follow-up meeting. So Tom, Sai, Niang, Ankith, Om, please, Tom, please, Sachin, please come next week. I would love to do this with you. I would love to help you. I'll try to extend next week's a little bit longer so we get to more people, but thank you for coming to Hired and Wired. I hope you're able to take some of the tips that we shared with other people and put them to good use on your own profiles. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for waiting for me. I know this was supposed to be scheduled yesterday, but I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.